chances are there's a kid in your town that is sleeping on the floor every night. Today I'm going to talk to my friend Jared Olson. He's the president of the local chapter of Sleep in Heavenly Peace here in Lansing, Michigan. And we're going to talk about how a group of people are trying to fix that issue so that no kid sleeps on the floor. Join us. Hey, Jared, thanks for being on the show. You are the president of the local chapter called Sleep in Heavenly Peace, and they build beds for kids that don't have them. Is that correct?
That is correct.
So how does that work? How do you find out that a kid doesn't have a bed?
Yeah, that's interesting because that's actually one of the things that we attempt to do is find out where there's a need. It's not a well-known thing, so that's one of the pillars of our organization is to kind of put that in the forefront, put that need out there, that there is a need. Once folks know that we're here, then you start seeing the need. The applications start flooding in, and before you know it, you've got a lot to take care of.
Well, I tell you, we've gone on some deliveries together, and I'm just shocked at some of the conditions that some of these kids are living in, and it really is true. There are kids that don't have beds. We've been in home. I remember one delivery there wasn't the only thing I saw in the house furniture-wise was a big TV and I think a couch. So you just from time to time do builds, correct? Where you're building beds. We just had one last weekend. At the time of this taping, it was last weekend. Tell us about how that went.
Yeah. So we do whole builds. They're kind of sporadic as they come. Sometimes we're doing 6, 7 a year. Maybe we do 2 or 3. But that's where we gather everyone together, the community, a lot of volunteers. Mm-hmm. It's the only way we can get it done because you've seen we have the big tool train. Mm-hmm. Got to have a lot of hands-on tools. We build those, we build them in an assembly lines type function, and by the time we're done with that build, we have headboards and side rails and safety rails ready to go into a house. And as you mentioned, this weekend, we actually did deliveries in the same exact day. So we were building those beds and putting them in those homes the same day, thanks to more volunteers. We had 10 teams going out.
Yeah, so. and you went from raw materials, thanks to Lowe's was amazing. I mean,
Yeah,
totally.
Make a phone call, say, dude, I'm sorry, we need more wood. And they're like, yeah, we'll be right there.
Lowe's they have been so amazing. And so they bring the materials. You take raw materials, go through like an assembly line, and then you have all of the finished products ready to be assembled into beds in the home.
Yep.
Yeah, and that was just so amazing. We had, 175, 200 people come together. And it was really, really exciting.
It sure was.
Oh, man, a lot of lives changed. And so 100 beds. Now, there was before there was about 500 requests, and you knocked out in a day, 20% of those requests.
Yeah.
So that's pretty crazy. So how much do you get paid for this? I mean, what's driving you to do this?
Can I be paid negative?
I don't understand. Do you meet these people again? I mean, do you... some of these, you don't see these people again, some of them.
Nope. Our organization is entirely voluntary. Chapter president's down.
Right.
Everyone's a volunteer. And
so what made you think that you should do this? I mean, do you just have a lot of time? You must be single and you don't have any kids.
Nope.
How many kids you got?
3.
Okay, so you have 3 kids. Yeah.
High school, middle school, and elementary.
Oh, so you're not bored.
Just cover the gambit. And no, not at all. Not at all.
Okay, so what has God put in your heart, or how is He driving you to do this? What's in it for you?
Answering His call, really. Mm-hmm. I mean, it started with, and there was no other way than it was just His calling on me to reach out, and it was like I got pushed off a cliff because the minute I saw what they were doing, I was on my phone just, hey, can I do this here?
Yeah, and
there were 1,600 other people saying the same thing to him at the exact same time. And I was able, went out there, haven't slowed down. Started it in 2018 and just never thought of, okay, well, we're done. Or, this is too much, or this is costing me money, or, it's taking up time. Just drive forward, and that's God pushing.
I feel like there's a general principle in Matthew 7, verse 12, the golden rule of, do unto others, right? As
Yeah.
you'd have them do unto you. I mean, Jesus is saying, look, if you want to just sum up everything I'm trying to say in the Bible through the prophets or whoever, look, just treat people like you want to be treated. And this idea of, there's no way I would allow my daughter to sleep on the floor.
Yeah.
If I had the ability,
Right.
to get her a bed.
Yeah, and I think you just hit it on the nose. If you had the ability, a lot of times there might not be the ability to do that. As parents love their kids.
Yeah.
These the applicants that are asking for these beds, they love their kids.
Sure.
But they might be in a position that it just isn't possible. And that's where, like you said, I'm able to, by gathering community and folk, different folks, that people who are just hungry to help out and donate their time.
Right.
So it's being able to kind of tie that all in together and throw the community support behind. That's the way we get it done.
A friend of mine just recently, Jason, said every one of us are one or two bad decisions away from being homeless or in jail.
Yeah.
And I thought, well, that's pretty, that's true.
Yeah.
I mean,
Yeah.
it really is true. And so when you find somebody that's struggling and to be able to say, hey, I care, someone cares, a lot of people are just struggling to make it and to really show them Jesus. That's, I think, really what it's all about.
Yeah. I'd have to agree.
Yeah, that's awesome. Well, listen. Okay, guys, here's the challenge for Man Talk, all right? This week, carve out some free time. Jared doesn't have, a whole lot of time, but when he has some free time, he's like, hey, I can use this to make a difference, an eternal difference to someone who needs it. So here's your challenge. Carve out some free time this week to make a difference. Maybe you're with your kids, maybe with your family, your wife, I don't know. But just say, hey, let's go make a difference. Training your family or your friends to go make a difference in the community. Touch a life. I think it's a great thing that you can be doing. So give it a shot. So, hey, that's this episode of Man Talk. Thanks so much for joining us. And here's the thing. There's 3 things about Man Talk that we believe. Love God.
Yep.
Love everybody.
Yep.
And duct tape, it fixes everything. Thanks for watching.